Don't let time run out. These are the final days of Happy Honda Days at Team Honda. Don't miss your chance to save thousands during our biggest sale of the year and get clearance pricing on a huge selection of new Hondas. Hurry in now before time runs out at Team Honda on Segan Lane.
I knew that.
Oh, all the things we wish we knew, but that's life. That's life. Welcome to Life here on 9 News Now. Coming up on 7:03.
Got a lot to talk about,
Yeah.
including this wintry mix. It was so funny. It was before the 4:30 show this morning, right? And I'm putting my tie on, right? Hey, I'm still not sure I got it right. And Jared's like, hey, Jared, Maggie still there? And Jared says, I think I'm going to start introducing the words wintry mix in the forecast. And so as soon as he said that, I'm like, oh, crap. Johnny's going to go off. Johnny's going to be nuts for the next whatever. But here's the deal.
I don't even belong to the 9 News First Alert weather team, and I nailed it yesterday.
Yesterday.
But
that did say that. He prefaced that.
It's but looking at the numbers and the possibility, it could be a thing.
It's there. It's not hype at this point. It's there. I mean, we know it's going to be cold enough. That's not even a question.
Now, do you
That's
see
not
this
even a
happening
thing.
on MLK Day on Monday, or is it more Tuesday?
No, not on MLK. It looks like it's going to be Tuesday morning, and then it'll go Tuesday, right through Tuesday into Wednesday morning. So this could definitely be a big factor for kids next week. I know they're already hoping for a 4-day weekend. I'll be honest with you, they might even possibly squeeze out a 5-day weekend.
Because just hypothetically, still a lot to watch next week.
Well, there is a lot to watch, but the one thing I've learned from being out here is if there's even a threat, we go ahead and call it. So call it because the threat's there. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but the threat's there.
So first alerted you to that yesterday.
All right.
The possibility of
Do you believe in manifestation, Jared?
I kind of do.
Okay. How about you, Johnny?
No, not at all.
How many times did you hear snow day?
He willed it.
Yeah.
Oh, he
Listen.
did.
Everyone all children across Baton Rouge are just thanking Uncle Johnny here for
My daughter was like,
this.
are we going to get? I'm like, I don't
I just get nervous, and they do that out of an abundance of caution because we don't deal with icy roads down here like they do in the north. They're prepared for that up there. We're not.
No, we're not.
Handle it.
We're far from it.
Yeah.
So even a tiny bit of accumulation
You don't want to
can shut
bust
the
or a
city
mom
down.
taxi on the road if the roads
No,
are
it's
ice.
just unsafe.
Well,
right.
So we'll talk all about that, a lot more over the next coming days, but we'd be remiss if we didn't expand just a little bit on the incredible conversation that our Matt Venezia just had at Livonia High School. Quite the tour of some new security measures there at Livonia High.
We're going to go through the logistics in just a little bit here, but when you talk about being a parent, you guys especially know, when you talk about sending your kid to school, you're worried about, will they come back to me? Right? What will happen?
In fact, you
Can
have
I get
to worry about
right?
that.
There's so much to think about and worry about as a parent, but especially when you talk about yesterday, you hear about a stabbing at a school, so many questions as a parent. But you're thinking, okay, well, what protocol, what safety measures are already in place to keep them safe there? That's a lot to think about.
And what changes are going to happen?
Right.
Yeah, you can't predict these things, but as a parent, you want to know that they're taking every single precautionary measure that they could be taking. Sure.
What a walkthrough! What a walkthrough, and to hear that some of these things have been in place. And look, there's still going to be some folks, understandably, still not happy with enough that is being done. But these are conversations going forward. But clearly, you see some of the changes going on right now. Like my son's school has from the time he's been there, it's one of those check in the cell phone policies, that kind of a thing, lock boxes, that kind of a deal. My daughter's allowed to have hers on her, but can't use it. So these kinds of things, no book bags, buses unloading one at a time, just to make sure that everything is secure, or as secure as can be. So those changes, we'll see how it plays out. There's going to be a lot of focus.
I think about back when I was in school, in high school in the 70s, and it was like, if you asked me then if we would have metal detectors in schools, I'd
what are you talking about?
We got playground fights, but no.
Oh, it's very different.
Well, the principal there, Carla Wesley Jack, she made an important distinction because on if you don't have a child that's in the Point-Copipe Parish school system, right, you're watching this story thinking, well, do they need these metal detectors because there's gang violence or there's fights all the time? She made an important point for other people who are seemingly judging from the outside. This was a grant that was written to get those, to secure those after the Uvalde school shooting there. So kind of like a preemptive measure to make sure that kids aren't bringing guns into school. So unrelated to all this was a preemptive measure before. So I'm really grateful that she walked us through that and explained.
The stabbing happened before the metal detectors, or it would have caught it.
Right.
And that's part of the conversation. That's going to happen anyway. They did it before. And then the conversation becomes, well, how far out can you put a metal detector?
Right.
How far out do you got to go? At the entrance to the middle of the street, down the road, at somebody's home as they walk out of their front door? at some point it does become community effort. But according to and looking at that conversation, it looks like the school right now in this moment and moments before trying to do what they can right now.
That's it.
Yeah.
Still a lot to come with this story, right? We still have to check in with the Point Copey Parish Sheriff's Office to find out what charges that other child is facing. So many different aspects. We also, our team spoke with the mother of the child who is accused of doing the stabbing as well. So many different elements at play. But when you think and hear about these ages, 15 years old, conflict resolution, no matter how you feel about the story and the facts at hand, 15 years old, you hear that and that's so jarring.
It really is. And we'll continue to follow it for you as this develops over the course of the coming days and weeks, but also developing, as we first talked about, over the days and weeks, a forecast that could get very interesting. But today, hey, we dropped 48.
Yeah, we did.
From 50 to...
It happened.
Okay, then there we go.
But even still, our high temperatures won't be 48 next week.
You're right,
so,
you're right.
Yeah, that's going to be a huge difference. Let's get a live look outside, shall we? On our Skycam overlooking Our Lady of the Lake Children's Hospital. And temperatures, yes, they have dropped off to the upper 40s. Meanwhile, yesterday's high temperature was in the upper 50s. We're going to be very close to that mark again. 59 degrees, that is the target high temperature later on today. Milder the next couple of days as we get a little bit warmer. Friday, Saturday, knocking on the door 70 degrees both days, but then the cold front comes through and a better chance of rain Friday night into Saturday morning. It looks like most of Friday will be dry, but then Friday night will bring in a little bit of rain. Next week, the Arctic blast comes through, and yes, the possibility of winter precipitation. We'll talk about that as well. We're seeing a little bit of precipitation on our screen, or so it looks, but a lot of that stuff that you're seeing right now is evaporating before hitting the ground. What is hitting the ground, Corpus to Houston, those showers, they'll migrate our way, and we'll have a slightly better chance of getting that a little bit later on in the afternoon. It's just going to be light, not that big of a deal. Meanwhile, there's you see the moderation in temperatures as we have that green right up until Saturday afternoon. Then the cold front moves through. Then comes the Arctic blast, which is going to affect a very big part of the nation, as you can see, and it's going to control the weather for a big part of next week. So first comes what we have going into Tuesday. This is very, very early Tuesday morning. Here's Baton Rouge front and center. The white represents snow, the pink represents a mix, and the green, of course, rain. And you could see that we're right on that line along the I-10 corridor. But the farther north you go to Louisiana, this actually could be more of an actual snow event over there. But the temperature Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, that's what you're looking at here, Wednesday morning of next week, so this is 7 days from now, shows that there's still some lingering precipitation. Now, Tuesday during the day, it's going to be too warm to accumulate. But Tuesday night, anything that's fallen from the sky, whether it's rain or sleet or snow, it could actually cause some accumulation and icing on the roads. And if that weren't enough, this is the European model, and both the European model and the GFS are both representing the possibility of accumulating snow Tuesday into Wednesday, and that's what you're looking at here. So these numbers actually represent the possibility of snow accumulation. I don't think it'll be quite that much, but the bottom line is the possibility is there. So we've got to keep a very watchful eye on this over the next several days as we nail that down. Today, much quieter, cloudy, mainly on the dry side till later in the day. Then we'll pop it up to a 30% chance for tonight. By the way, tonight, the rain wraps up around midnight. Then it's gone. I think one of the nicest days of the week, believe it or not, is going to be tomorrow. Thursday is looking like a really nice day. Mostly sunny. Get out and enjoy Thursday. And then temperatures do warm Friday, Saturday before the bottom drops out. Look at that. On Tuesday, our high temperature on Tuesday will fail to make it out of the 30s. And that's more typical of weather up north, not really down here. 7-Eleven. It's going to feel like a 7-Eleven slushy here next week, Johnny.
Boy, I got to tell you, but hey, we will be here to keep you safe through it and tell you how to drive and how to dress. We'll be right here for you as we always do. That's what we do. Speaking of traffic, today we're looking pretty good. Started off a little questionable with a problem right there at the Washington off-ramp on I-10 East. All that's clear. Had an earlier stalled vehicle on I-10 eastbound at Perkins, right in that area. All of that's clear now with absolutely no backup on the eastbound side as you approach Perkins and Acadian and all the way into the downtown area. Bridge traffic merging with I-110 traffic right here on I-10 East. And there's where our problem area started this morning, right there at the Laurie Burgess Avenue exit. All clear, no backups. 712 WAFB's 9 News Now. Got an extension of our morning show, a little looser format. We can discuss more with you. We'll be right back.
Hey, real quick before you get going, we've talked a lot about the stabbing at Livonia High School and the changing security measures beginning today, Liz. That's something we'll continue to follow.
So the big things to note here, no cell phones will be allowed. We saw those lock boxes where the kids will have to come in before they make their way to the metal detector, lock those phones in those boxes. They won't be allowed to bring in their backpacks. They'll only be allowed to bring in their school-issued laptops.
Right, exactly. And those buses unload one at a time. Again, this is the first day of these new measures. We'll continue to follow that for you, see how this plays out. Also want to let you know, you may have to budget a new fee. Public Service Commission set to meet with the folks with Entergy today.
They're going to consider a proposal to include an 80-cent fee per customer. This is to help pay for the $180 million worth of infrastructure damage from Hurricane Francine. The PSC will meet at the Galvez building today at 9 in the morning. We'll stay on top of that and let you know whether that passes.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of conversations.
More fees. Starbucks going to charge you for using the restroom if you don't buy something.
I heard the CEO say, we are changing this up a little bit, but he also said this, we are never, ever going to turn somebody away who we realize needs it.
Right.
They've had that open door policy. They come in and just kind of sit down and chill out. Your neighborhood coffee
they
store.
didn't even bring light to that little topic, because now people are going to be...
Just like we said before with parents, there's never pleasing everyone. There's no, that's just not the world that we live in.
Yeah.
Yes, but support, another note to support your local coffee shop, support your mom and pop shops.
Look at my checking account. I don't have to worry about me.
Oh, noted.
It's the final countdown for Toyotathon at Team Toyota. Don't miss your chance to get year-end savings on new 24 and 25 Tundras with 2.99% financing, or a new 25 Camry for just $329 a month. Hurry in and save at Team Toyota, I-12 at O'Neill.